Initiative Network for Gender Equality FIND is a non-governmental organization formed in 2010 through support by the United Nations Population Fund in Sierra Leone. Its mandate is to contribute to eliminating of gender-based violence and all forms of discrimination. FIND Sierra Leone is a male-led advocacy group that works with the Ministries of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, and Health and Sanitation on sexual reproductive health rights, and HIV/AIDS preventive campaign and awareness. FIND came about due to perform tolerance of abuses ranging from wife battering, female genital mutilation to early and forced marriage. Men teaming with their male counterparts can address gender disparity across society and redefine patriarchal presence which has been dominating for the last 100 years. The idea is men can be the appropriate agents to dialogue with other men, especially to address gender-based violence, adopt HIV/AIDS preventive measures, and foster sexual reproductive health rights.
FIND Sierra Leone is an initiative that works towards the accelerated reduction of gender-based violence and promoting sexual reproductive health and rights. We have seen in post-conflict Sierra Leone a lot of the earlier initiatives towards gender equality, advocacy, primarily targeted women. And we have to face the reality that we are living in a masculine society, male-led society, and there have been a lot of constraints along the line. Nonetheless, we have to recognize the fact that there have been some major progress that has been made. We have seen the Gender Acts in place, we have seen Sexual Offense Acts coming in place, we have seen the presidential proportion given for the 30% representatives. All of these are good steps in the line, but if you go back to the grassroots, we in our last baseline survey across the country realized that gender-based violence is scaling up. There's still a very high level of domestic violence, abuses, and discrimination against women and the girl child.
FIND Initiative Network for Gender Equality is the moment operating in Bo, Southern Region, Bombali, Northern Sierra Leone, training and building awareness of men who are referred to as peer educators to social challenges facing the homes.
The FSU was recommended for us to protect women and children's rights. And we are now a far way to at least sensitize the public on issues of gender-based violence. And we, the FSU alone, cannot carry on this task. We have other NGOs, and they also have come on board.
Because of the kind of stigma, the kind of thing, all the way where they go through. And you go for so much. What I want to tell you say, because of the values that they preach, and if they tell me even for them, they're not picking on me. If picking on me 5 years, 15 years, 10 years, you go put in a society where all our values that they inside that society where it's supposed to benefit from. Because I remember we tell we say that it's an institution.
Yeah, some of us are saying traditions and customs don't change. In 2010, with support from the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, civil society was able to move across the country to do some sensitization on SGBV. And here in Bombali, thank God, with the cooperation of the Family Support Unit and the courts, we were able to secure about 26 convictions. When in 2009, the whole country, it was just 5. In Bombali, we were able to secure about 26. And you know what? One of the victims was sodomizing a 10-year-old boy. Then the religious leaders have a very, very big stake in the issue of SGBV.
In 2009, UNFPA secured some funding through DFID, and there was a nationwide consultation that was led right across Sierra Leone. And that nationwide consultation that was led across Sierra Leone looked at the issues women are going through and tried to foster solutions that could help best to realize the equity or equality of women. As a result of that, we realized that most of the effort being focused on women, it hits against the wall of masculine resistance. And so we basically, at the end of that consultations across Sierra Leone, realized that we have to refocus our plan, we have to re-strategize our approaches so that we are able to come up with strategies that could bring out the very desired outcome. And so that was how the male-engaged or male-led initiative.
Chiefdom-based male network has been launched in Bagbo Chiefdom Bo District as a community empowerment program. The program also targets traditional birth attendants from different districts who have been transformed into community wellness advocates operating in 9 districts across Sierra Leone on reproductive health, gender-based violence, HIV and AIDS, and maternal health.
This male peer educator network program is part of a bigger community empowerment program that was initiated by the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs with support from the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, especially the CHOs, and UNFPA in 2010. Initially, this community empowerment program targeted TBAs, whom you see here, who were trained in family planning, STIs, prevention of gender-based violence, preventing teenage pregnancy, fistula, many things.
Male peer educators have been active in Bo, monitoring outreach activities, especially on teenage pregnancy, which has been reportedly high in Nyawalenga and Bagbo chiefdoms.
With regards to the issue of teenage pregnancy, that is a key concern for us, and the director and I have been discussing what ways can we be able to make a difference. Of course, a lot of work has been done. I know, for example, that UNICEF has done the research on that. Ministry of Social Welfare has done some work on that as well. YMCA, YWCA have all done those kinds of things. But for us, we have one a concept, something we want to try out, and we're calling it a youth lab. What is the youth lab all about? The youth lab is creating space where young people can come together, young boys, adolescents, and adolescent girls can come together to talk about the issue of teenage pregnancy in a non-judgmental manner, and to ask questions about perceptions. What's an adolescent's perception of a girl? That's where it starts from. What's your experience with girls at the home level or in the community level?
Fambu Initiative Network for Gender Equality has its head office in Freetown. It appears though work of the organization has overwhelmed its less spacious office, from where all recording, planning, coordination of outreach programs are conducted. The organization is also appealing for more donor support and partnership in terms of targeting men in other districts across the country.